I know, bro. I know. None of your guys are talking about this. None of the fragrances you're talking about. Maybe there's like 2 guys online, internet, whoever talk about this. Habit Rouge Guerlain. Do you know what's crazy? I know some of you out there are like, bro, why do I know that fragrance? One of the things I've been trying to practice doing for YouTube is being more authentic and genuine in front of the camera. It's being more real and less like performative. And to be honest, man, with you, when I smell this fragrance, I have like an emotional reaction almost of how fantastic it is. And once again, just being more authentic again, when I smell this fragrance, this is the fragrance I would want my children to remember me by. It's just a heartbreakingly gorgeous, sickeningly sweet, yet so intoxicatingly masculine. It takes you through these highs and lows that you can't experience in the depth of any other fragrance ever existed. And this fragrance is like 70 years old, I want to say. It's so old, bro. It's so freaking old. The House of to give you a little context and history behind this, the House of Guerlain, right? The House of Guerlain, one of the most famous. It is the most famous French perfumery ever. They made Shalimar, which was the fragrances for the queens, and here's the thing: 100 years ago, fragrances were for women. Many brands weren't making fragrances for men because it just wasn't a market. People weren't doing that, right? Fragrances were for women. Accessories and makeup and all that for women, right? Guerlain on the scene, and Guerlain is one of the family houses, right? Like I said earlier, Taylor was the first Guerlain not to be the head of perfume of Guerlain. The last Guerlain was Jean-Paul Guerlain, and he's still alive. He's still around. There's some drama with him. That's why he's not the head of Guerlain anymore. Some bigot racist comments, whatever. That's a whole different story, right? But Jean-Paul Guerlain, right? He was one of the nephew or the youngest one, and the guy, Mr. Guerlain previously before him, put him in charge. And the first thing he does, whatever, 50, 60 years ago, was make a men's fragrance. Or 70 years ago, it makes a men's fragrance. He literally makes a men's fragrance. And everyone's like, holy shit, what do we do wrong? Holy crap, what is this guy doing? A men's fragrance? And the world goes bonkers. The world loses their mind. Here's the thing about this fragrance, right? So our parents, right? My parents, we think of Davidoff Cool Water, right? Drakkar Noir, right? Those are the fragrances, Jean-Paul Gaultier, GPG, La Malle, right? When I smell La Malle, I think of that generation. And that generation, because that was what's popular for their generation. Our generation is Dior Sauvage, Acqua di Gio, there's a lot of these fragrances, but that's what majority of people wear these days for our generation. Our parents' generation is cool, the Davidoff Cool Water and all that stuff. But our grandparents' generation, for men, this was it. If you walked around the streets of France, this is what most people would be wearing. And this was a bonkers, insane, incredible scent. And the crazy part is I rediscovered it when I was in Paris earlier this year. And this scent is so old school that it's modern now in the weirdest way. There's a rose note in this. Rose. There's a rose note in a men's fragrance. And that's what makes it that perfumey sweet scent. But then there's incense and patchouli and this masculine, incredible scent of these Gaiac and agar woods. Yeah, there's this top note of vanilla, and it's bright and it's citrusy. It's a cluster shit of everything in a fragrance. And then you can and there's this toothpick through the sandwich that just ties it all together, and then just makes you encapsulate. It's just this intoxicating scent that I can't ignore it. I can't ignore it. And by the way, it's the Eau de Toilette version. I know they have other versions, but Eau de Toilette is the one that Jean-Paul Guerlain himself made. This is his masterpiece. This is what he made himself, the first one of its kind. And here's what I'll say about this fragrance, man. It hits and it makes you feel a certain type of way when you wear it. So for a lot of these fragrances, I've been giving you personalities, right? What kind of person will wear this? This is the Playboy. This is the whatever. This is the James Bond. I genuinely think James Bond himself would wear this fragrance, and not the new one, not Daniel Craig, the Sean Connery James Bond. The refined man, the older gentleman, the classic gentleman. This is the mysterious gentleman. It literally gives off that mysterious vibes. The way I want to like paint a metaphorical picture is like, remember when there's this guy, right? You come out of the club, there's this guy, or you're at a restaurant. He's like this mysterious, sketchy guy in a corner. He's wearing like an overcoat. Maybe if you're 50, you're wearing top, but he's wearing an overcoat. He's smoking a cigarette or smoking a cigar, right? You go up to him, you strike a conversation. You don't know who he is. You could be like he just is a mysterious, interesting, but very masculine man. Very strong presence about him. He smells like cigarettes and tobacco and incense. He smells like that. He also smells like menthol and mints, but then he also, when you smell closer on his overcoat, he smells like women's perfume. He also smelled like the women's, maybe like he was talking to a woman that night. Maybe he has a wife. You don't know. He's so mysterious, but it's the women's perfume that's stuck on his jacket, and it's vanilla and it's rose. And then on top of all that, he sprayed like a bright, typical shower gel citrusy fragrance just to mask it all. But you smell all those layers in one whiff because the history and the rich complexity that overcoat has and the man has when you talk to him. Am I going too far with this? I don't think I am, bro. I don't think I am. Like, this fragrance deserves this, and I wanted to gatekeep this for a minute, bro, because I want to be the only guy who smells like this. And this is the kind of signature scent I want people to remember me. If ever I do become famous and I'm ever on interviews, this is going to be my signature scent. Steal it from me if you want. It was their signature scent like 60 years ago. But Habit Rouge, gorgeous, absolute banger of a scent, lasts forever, smells incredible, made by someone. It's old school gone modern. No one's gonna smell like you. It's very freaking affordable, dude. Like under 70 bucks if you get it from a discounted rate. Like under 70 bucks for an absolute masterpiece powerhouse scent. No one's gonna be smelling like you. Doesn't matter what age group, age range. This transcends all of that shit, bro. This literally transcends all of that shit.